Good afternoon, folks. The coalition forces have had a tough period of days in Iraq. Essentially, we've approved the extension of roughly 20,000 forces, people who are currently in the theater, of which roughly a quarter, as I recall, are likely to be Guard and Reserve personnel. The period will be for up to an additional 90 days in Iraq and up to 120 days total deployment. Note that this does not represent a freeze on all of the forces that were scheduled to rotate out of Iraq. Needless to say, we regret having to extend those individuals. They had anticipated being in country or in the AOR something like up to 365 days. This will extend their time in Iraq somewhat. But the country is at war, and we need to do what is necessary to succeed. We'll continue to use those authorities to adjust force levels as is necessary. As I've said, we're engaged in a test of will. We'll meet that test. A small band of terrorists are not going to be permitted to determine the fate of the 25 million Iraqi people.
We have in the U.S., but some opposition parties in India need a clarification, and that now India and
General Pace and I talked to General Abizaid this morning. He reports that the challenge in Fallujah is being contained and that the situation in the south at this time is largely stabilized, while there are still various attacks and incidents taking place. The coalition has had good cooperation from the moderate Shia leadership, who, like the vast majority of the Iraqi people, want to see freedom and the rule of law take root.
Will remain in Iraq for maybe 90 days or more. Is that what you're saying, that numbers will not be drawn down to a bunch?
Innocent civilians have not
I can definitively say that what Al Jazeera is doing is vicious, inaccurate, and inexcusable.
Do you have a civilian casualty count?
Of course not. We're not in the city. But you know what our forces do. They don't go around killing hundreds of civilians. That's just outrageous nonsense. It's disgraceful what that station is doing.
Secretary, could I ask you a question about your...
What I said, I thought, reasonably clearly, was that